The Scholastic Ball Report is sponsored by UK Sports Medicine and brought to you by Central Bank, Crown Trophy, Pannell Swim Shop, P-Rats, PrepSpin.com, Raising Cane's, Rafferty's, Roberts Insurance, Sutherland Chevrolet, and by Whitaker Bank.
Welcome into the Scholastic Ball Report. Gary Ball with my co-host, Parker Pannell. Little P.
Yeah, thank you for having me on the show.
Great to have you back. And we got a great show today. George Rogers Clark is in the house. Joshua Cook does a great job over there, Parker. They're 17-3 right now, one of the top teams in the 10th region, probably the top team.
Oh, yeah, I'm super excited to interview them, see what's going on over there at GRC.
Also, our scholar athletes are from Boyle County. Boy, we've got some great kids in here. We asked for a couple of them, and they couldn't settle on a few, so they got a bunch of them in here.
We sure do. The studio's packed with them.
That's right. And we've got another Sutherland Chevrolet Drive of the Week as we head down to Nicholasville, Kentucky for our Sutherland Chevrolet Drive of the Week. And then we get back to Boyle County for our Pannell swimmers. It's all about Boyle County.
Sure is.
Looking forward to it. And Walker Terhune is here from UK Sports Medicine. He'll keep us in the game. You know what we got, though? We got the best highlights in the state of Kentucky. These highlights brought to you by Game Time. They're also brought to you by PrepSpin.com.
And now this marks the 7th straight season Trinity and Madison Central have played. The Rocks lead the series 4-2. Isaiah Minter with the smooth bounce to Quazan Charleston, who makes it a 3-point lead off the glass for 2. 42-39 Indians. Then Minter dodges the block, pulls up for a long 2 Central. Up 3. Trinity, though, keeping it close. David Johnson, the corner 3-ball, ties it up at 44. But stay tuned. Ja'Cory Miller, the long lob to Minter, who gets 2 and 1. And yeah, you can see the reaction from the Shamrocks. Not happy there. A crazy finish. Central knocks off number 1, 53-52.
I was there 2 years ago. They didn't have that kind of party 2 years ago. That's awesome. Prayford entering tonight. Perfect 5-0 district play. And looking for the sweep in Woodford County tonight. Second quarter off the miss. Panthers running. Dewan Davis on the other end for the layup. Panthers by 3 at the break, third quarter. Woodford's Brandon Cromwell misfires from the corner, follows his shot. The way you're taught when you're young. Down to 1 is that lead. Frankfort quickly. That's a man. John Tillman. That's a big boy right there. Panthers sneak out 66-64. First meeting of the season between the rivals Clark County and Montgomery County. I wish I was there. Fourth quarter, great feed to Will Philpott. He had 15. GRC up big. Moco's Dylan Young with the drive and the nice spin. I still miss Cam Fuller. Where are you, Cam? We need you, babe. Cards held the Indians only 9 points in the second half. Jordan Graham, JG, gets the shooter's bounce. Double Deuce had 11. Clark County, no trouble with Moco, 67-31.
Welcome back in. We want to thank Roberts Insurance. They're out in Richmond, Kentucky. They're on Main Street. They insure 3/4 of this great state of Kentucky, Roberts Insurance. Speaking of this great state of Kentucky, from Winchester, George Rogers Clark, more particular, Coach Cook is here. And, Coach, you know, you got another good basketball team. You're really spreading the basketball there, George Rogers Clark. That's what makes a good basketball team when you do that.
It is, and we have a group of unselfish kids, and in practice we're finding the open guy, and in the games, it's paying off because kids are comfortable, ready to make open shots, and that's something we're preaching. The kids are, they're sold out to it.
Yeah.
So, Coach, tell us a little bit about these guys in the studio.
These are 3 of our captains.
Yeah.
Earlier on in the season, we were kind of preaching the whole idea of leadership, and these 3 guys have stepped up to the ideal. They work hard every day, and like we talked about earlier, they're very unselfish kids, and the most important thing to them was just putting the team first.
And Jordan, you're from a basketball family, so that obviously helps you. How does that aid you with your basketball IQ?
Well, my dad's a coach, so
Right.
I spent my entire life in the gym. Just having him there to answer questions and critique my game is very helpful. And he's always telling me that he's my biggest fan, my biggest critic, and I've really come to appreciate that.
Kind of bounce things off
Yes,
him,
sir.
don't you? Because he's such a good coach.
And Brennan, you average in double figures. Where does this versatility come from?
Basically being able to take my man down in the paint whenever we need to score, step out and shoot the 3. Also sing over the defense to get my teammates involved and also rebounding both ends of the floor.
And Will, you average a double-double, so congratulations for that. That's not easy to do in basketball,
yes,
to average
sir.
double figures in points and rebounds. Is that your strength as a basketball player?
Yeah, mostly. I try to do the best I can at cleaning the glass and running the court, and I try to keep the energy as much as I can on the court, yes, sir.
Right.
And Coach, do you agree with what all these players said about their game?
Yeah, and they probably undersell themselves a little bit because, I mean, they do a lot of good things, and, you know, definitely, but the roles they talked about, you know, that's their jobs, and they do a great job at it.
I bet.
Jordan, what do you see down the road for George Rogers Clark? I mean, you got the district, that's tough district, then the tough 10th region.
Well, I would like to end up in the state tournament at Rep Arena. I think we have a pretty good chance. Right now, I think we're tied at 1 in the region, so it's looking up.
What do you guys think? I mean, the future, just whatever you want to make it, right?
Yes, sir.
Yes, sir.
Coach, when you look at George Rogers Clark, there's so much tradition there in basketball. There really is in that city.
It's a basketball town, you
Yeah.
know, and you know, you can see the passion of the community. You can see it at home games. You know, I know on this Friday we have a big game coming up, and it'll be a packed house. And you know, people like their basketball, and as a coach, you know, that's a program you want to be at.
Well, you're doing a great job there, Coach, and all you guys, and keep up the good work there at George Rogers Clark, and we appreciate you coming on the show.
Thank you for having us.
That's the Cardinals of George Rogers Clark High School. We'll be back with more on the Scholastic Ball Report. And welcome back into our Scholar Athletes of the Week, our most popular segment on the show because it highlights kids doing great things in the classroom, like these kids out here at Boyle County High School, just flat getting it done out there. Let's start with Landon. Landon, what makes a good student?
You know, coming to school every day and working hard in the classroom, you know, that puts you to where, you know, you got to go to further your education. Like to go in sports, you have to have an education to go there. So to further your athletic abilities and career in that, you have to have an education with that as well.
Right.
So, and now, Jackson, what motivates you in school?
Well, I think what motivates me most in school is just the need to do my best and give my best effort in everything that I do, and so that one day I can reap the benefits of all the hard work.
Mm-hmm.
And Becca, you're a repeat. You've been on the show before, so good to have you back on the Scholastic Ball Report. You're a multi-sport star over there. How do you do multiple sports and keep up the good grades?
Well, over the years, I've had to learn discipline, and that's been through lots of practice of time management, things like that. And with the sports, I love it, so I'm very passionate about it, so it's fun. It's fun to do.
Yeah.
And Denazio, what goes into a good track season for you?
Giving 110% at practices and striving to be a great athlete for here and now on.
Well, Coach, these kids, they make it look pretty easy for you, don't they?
They do. They do. Great athletes make coaches look good, and great athletes and assistant coaches. That's what it's all about, and these kids get it done in the classroom. They're great examples. They represent our school very well.
They do. They really do. And while we've got time, I want to ask each of you, I know you're only a sophomore, Landon, but what are your future college plans?
I would like to, you know, further my athletic career, probably in football and track. You know, it just kind of depends on what school I choose to, you know, do that.
And what about your other guys?
Well, I think I'd very much like to run in college. I don't know how much of a priority it is right now, but after going on a couple college visits, I've realized that running is something I very much want to do in college, and so I'm planning to do that.
And Becca, I imagine you.
Yes, I'm looking right now, and as a senior, I'm starting to narrow down my choices, and I'm looking maybe to play soccer or jump. I still haven't decided yet.
Yeah.
Now, how about you?
I plan on continuing my track career throughout college and plan on getting big.
Well, whatever you guys do, I know big things are going to happen for all you guys. And we normally give everybody a plaque, but Coach, you brought so many. Sure. That's good. You each will get one of those, I promise. That's not just one for you, but each of you will get a beautiful plaque from Crown Trophy. He'll personalize that for you, and congratulations. And thank you for coming on the show. We really appreciate it.
Thank you for having me.
Thank you
That's
for
our
having
Scholar Athletes from Boyle County High School, all of them doing great things in the classroom out there. Now we're going to the Sutherland Chevrolet Drive of the Week.
Let us take a look at the Sutherland Chevrolet Drive of the Week. We go to Richmond. Number 1 ranked Trinity and Madison Central late in the fourth quarter. Ja'Cory Miller, the down court pass to Isaiah Mentor, who gets the basket and the foul. The Shamrocks are stunned. Again, Miller to Mentor, and that would be the game clincher. Madison Central holds off number 1 ranked Trinity 53-52 for the Sutherland Chevrolet Drive of the Week.
And back into our Pannell Swim Shop segment, our Swimmers of the Week. And, of course, Tom, you've brought some more great swimmers from Boyle County.
Absolutely. The Boyle County has taken over the studio today, and we do have some great swimmers out here today. Coach, tell us who you brought with us.
I brought Ashton Cox, Sarah Burns, and Zach Frazier, who are 3 of my 12 seniors. So they are the leaders on the team and have swam for 4 or 5 years apiece. So, yep.
That's great. It sounds like you got a lot of great leadership on this team.
Yes, we do.
That's great. So, Ashton, tell me a little bit about what do you really enjoy about this position on the team, being the senior this year?
I like that younger swimmers can look up to not only me, but the other 2 leaders and see that hard work pays off.
All right. Good. And Sarah, we're gonna give you the easy questions today. What are you looking at happening for regions this year?
For regions, hopefully we're just really hoping that we can qualify for state in some of the relays and individual events.
Zach, what's your big race? What's your
my big race is the 100 breaststroke.
Yeah,
it's the race I like. So.
Yeah.
Well, that's great. So, what outside of the pool, what are you guys thinking about doing over this next year? You've got some big college plans to be making in the next couple months. Zach, what about you?
I'm not really sure where I'm going yet, but I do know that I want to study pre-med wherever I go. My 3 main choices are probably, the top one is probably Vanderbilt, so we'll see how that goes. Hopefully I get in, but I'm looking forward to it.
That's good. Sarah, what about you?
I'm looking to study sports psychology at either the University of Louisville or Texas Christian University.
2 really good choices.
Excellent.
Absolutely. Ashton?
I'm going to study dental hygiene, or that's my plan right now, at Eastern Kentucky University.
That's great. You've got some great seniors right here for you, Coach.
And Coach, how's your season been so far, and how do you see it down the road?
Good. We've had a great season. Our boys have won the Region 6 championship the last 2 years. We only lost 2 seniors last year, so hoping to go for a 3-peat, knock on wood. Yeah. And then, last year we had probably 10 to 15 individuals qualify for state, and so we're looking to, again, repeat that as well.
Yeah, it looks like they've got a good group over there.
Oh, yeah, absolutely. A lot of senior leadership. That makes a big difference.
We really appreciate you guys joining us on the show, and you did a good job, and we'll have you back on down the road.
Thank you.
Good luck at state.
Absolutely. See you at state.
That's the swim team from Boyle County on our Pannell Swim Shop. We'll be back with UK Sports Medicine's Walker Terhune. He'll keep us in the game. Welcome back into UK Sports Medicine, Orthopedic Surgery, our title sponsor, and great to have you on the show, Walker Terhune. Always good to have you.
Thanks a lot.
What are some of the common skin conditions that are seen in athletics?
Well, Gary, normally we'll see a couple of different things. Usually it's what we call ringworm, which is actually a fungal infection and not actual worm. And then we also have the variations of staphylococcal infections.
Now, how are these conditions contracted?
Usually it's skin to skin. Normally you see it mostly in wrestling. Obviously Woodford County is where I am, with big wrestling school, but also football and cheerleading as well because of the skin-to-skin contact.
So what are some of the signs and symptoms to watch out for?
So usually with ringworm, which like I said before is actually a fungus, it will appear as described as a semicircle ring, raised bumps, red, warm to the touch, and also itches. Staphylococcal infections can, what we see mostly is will appear like a pimple that you don't want to pop, and then also very warm to the touch, swollen and red. And then there's a third that we call, it's a type of staphylococcal called impetigo, and that will be kind of an open wound that drains a clear or amber color, and when it scabs over, it's kind of an amber color as well.
That doesn't sound that sounds painful.
It does not sound good.
That's not something you want.
That's not something I want.
So how should we treat those conditions?
Yeah.
So obviously, if you see something of this nature, you want to make sure you talk to your athletic trainer, let them know what's going on so they can evaluate it. Usually the ringworm, like I said, that's a fungal infection that can be treated with an antifungal. But if it's something we're worried about, we'll refer it on to a doctor for further evaluation. Like I said, if it's a fungal, they'll treat that. If it's a staphylococcal, then the doctor will decide the best course of action.
Well, good stuff there, Walker. I really appreciate it. That's Walker Tuyum with UK Sports Medicine. There's the website and the phone number, the walk-in clinic every Monday through Friday. That's Walker Tuyum from UK Sports Medicine. Now we're going to these final highlights. These highlights brought to you by PrepSpin.com, the leading digital network in the state of Kentucky.
Now we go to the girls' highlights. There's been no hotter team in Lexington than Lafayette Bryan. They've been on a roll.
Yes, they have. The Lady Generals have not lost since the calendar turned to January. Henry Clay trying to bounce back after losing 5 of its last 6. And look who's in attendance. Bobby Flynn, the original Lexington hustler himself. Last play of the first quarter, Braxton Price heaves it just inside half court, but there was only 0.3 of a second left. Doesn't count. Still a cool highlight. This would count. Outlet-style baseball pass to Kia Thompson for the basket. That is a big-time play. Lafayette struggled shooting, just 21%. Caroline Bennett hits the 3 out of the corner, but Henry Clay gets the home win, 41-33.
Lexington's newest school, Douglas, just recently broke a 5-game losing streak with a win over Model, and Bryant Station stopped a 3-game skid of their own. Now, for the Battle of the Hume Road, Douglas at Bryant Station, third quarter, Station inbounds to Gracie Buskowski. The layup, the defenders on the offense go to Kellen Clay. Check out that spin move.
This is pretty sweet at the elbow.
Oh, yeah, that was pretty good. The lead is now 10. Douglas star Destiny Jackson gets the steal. It kicks off her heel, and then she puts the moves on and scores. Bryan Station wins it by 15, 68-53.
And now we're going to this feature on Robertson County making this All-A state tournament first time in school history.
The Black Devils were on a 4-game win streak when they battled Paris, the reigning 10th region All-A champion. With seconds left and down by 1, Evan Dennison took a shot that made school history.
It was so overwhelming to see everybody that it touched so many people when we won. It was like, it was so long overdue that we were just, everybody was so excited.
I told my teammates, that's all I want this year, guys. I said, I want a net. I said, I just want a net.
And the senior got his wish. After 91 years, the basketball team won the school's first All-A region championship.
I knew the wins would come once we got our, process in place.
We know that we can win, so we just go out and do it. I think that's what makes us sometimes the best team in the gym.
Robertson County went 17-66 in the 3 seasons before Coach Kelch took over.
He taught us, hard work and belief is all you need to win a ball game, to make history, to do anything.
When you believe in yourself, I think you're unstoppable.
Mason Burden is a senior who put aside his personal stats for the chance at history. For the last 2 years, Burden averaged more than 23 points a game. This year, he's averaging almost 10 points less.
Prior years, scoring was really important to me. Like I needed to get mine in case for our team to win a ball game or staying close. But this year, it doesn't mean that much to me. It's all about winning.
The team is currently on a 7-game winning streak and will face Clinton County at the start of their first All-A state tournament. Kaylee Mizell, WKYT.
Well, back on the wrap with Parker Pannell. And Parker, talking about Lexington Christian Academy, they're back in the All-A tournament. They're playing University Heights Academy, a team that traditionally, is pretty powerful, but LCA's got a really good team this year.
Oh, they sure do. I'm excited to go watch the game because I'm going to it tomorrow. So if you all see me there, come holler at me.
You're going because you get out of school.
Oh, yeah.
Oh, yeah. And Carter Hendrickson and Hall and Kyle Rowe, those guys are all really big players for Lexington Christian.
Yes.
And, we got our top 10. We'll bring that back next week. And right now it's hard to pick a top 10, but I'd go with Scott County as my number 1 team, wouldn't you?
I would, yes.
Yeah. As always, on the Scholastic Ball Report, for those you see and those you don't see.
Keep your eye on the Scholastic Ball Report.
The Scholastic Ball Report is sponsored by UK Sports Medicine And brought to you by Central Bank, Crown Trophy, Pannell Swim Shop, P-Rats, PrepSpin.com, Raising Cane's, Rafferty's, Roberts Insurance, Sutherland Chevrolet, and by Whitaker Bank.